When it comes to relationships, I think compatibility matters, but it only matters to a specific point, and it only matters when you're really serious about paying attention to what you're talking about on compatibility. And so let me maybe unpack that by talking about Lauren and I. So Lauren and I both love live music. We love it. In fact, we make a pretty good consistent pattern of making sure several times a year Lauren and I go to concerts where we get to listen to live music. We like that. We're compatible in that way. I don't hate it and she love it, or we're compatible with one another in live music. And I love that we're compatible in live music, and yet that point of compatibility, as much as I enjoy that, really doesn't make my marriage soar or crash. Really, when we talk about compatibility, we need to really dial into what do we really need to be compatible in. And so again, to use Lauren as an example, the things I needed to make sure Lauren and I were compatible is I knew when we met that I was called into ministry. I knew that meant hours were going to be weird, more than likely pay was going to be low, and I didn't ultimately know at that time where I was going to end up. I felt a real strong call towards global missions and thought maybe I was going to be moving overseas, maybe I was going to go into the pastorate, maybe I was going to finish a few degrees and become a professor. I wasn't sure where I was going. And so Lauren and I began to have conversations about really what our expectations were of life, and where we found we were compatible is we were both really serious about ministry. We were both very serious about being obedient to the Lord, and she was very serious about saying, I want to be a part of what God has called you into. I've got my own gifts, my own abilities, things I feel called to, but I feel called to you. I feel called, and this is way late in the relationship. This isn't second date conversation, right? And so where we were compatible are on the things that are going to matter across 50 years, not the things that are going to matter across 10. And if we can check compatibility at that level, then I'm okay with making compatibility kind of up here in regards to how we consider relationships. But if we're just talking about, oh, does he like to eat out, or does he like sailing? Does she like to work out? I think that level of kind of trivial compatibility does not lead to deep relationship, does not lead to soul level knittedness or oneness that our souls are hungry for. And so compatibility is not a bad thing. We just need to make sure that we're looking at the right compatible virtues.